And we're live.
Like, oh, I do remember there was this one guy who I didn't even know very well. He wasn't a good buddy of mine. This is only this is maybe 3-4 years ago that this happened. And it was a dude that I didn't know at all, but one of my really good buddies that I trust a lot was like, hey, I met this guy. This is when I lived in the city. He's like, and he needs help moving. And you were going to come by my place anyway, and he lives in the same complex as me, and we were going to barbecue. Can you just help him move some stuff real quick? And I was like, oh, I guess I can. And so this guy, I don't know at fucking all. Like, it immediately becomes like the moving nightmare where I get conscripted into helping my buddy move. And I know my buddy's going to help because he's like a big MMA guy, pretty jacked. And then his friend is just this pudgy dude who's kind of small, not very useful. And he's just like directing us rudely on how to maneuver things, how to carry things. And it's like the whole time I was thinking like this, I wanted to be like, you met me 8 minutes ago and I'm carrying your couch. Go fuck yourself. Like, what is wrong with you? I wanted to just drop it, but I forged ahead for my buddy because I told him I would do it. And he was like, this fucking guy we were helping was a cunt, an absolute cunt the whole time. Rude afterward, didn't even do anything. Like I didn't expect to get paid, but usually it's like, hey, I'll grab some hot dogs and brats for the grill we're gonna have. I'll grab some beer. I'll grab whatever it is,
right?
Just to be courteous. Didn't do any of that.
Show some appreciation. Ended up sharing with
him for more. Yeah, it was just showing appreciation, just being genuine. And that guy, after that, ended up being pretty nice for a while, kind of similar to your story, where it was like, oh, he's kind of nice. And then at one point, I think it was Halloween, like 3 years ago, and he kept telling me, he's like, hey, we're gonna go to this bar. I know everybody there. I'm the only one that can get us in. And I was like, I don't really care if we go to that bar or not, man. Like, we can, we're bigger people. Not everybody wants to go. We got to go there. They're going to give us special treatment. Whatever. It's close. We walk. We go there. And immediately he starts like joking around with the bouncer, being like, no, everybody here is cool. You know, you don't have to kick those guys out. They're all with me, you know, but, you know, they're not with me. You can kick them out. Haha. And it was like, all right, this is bizarre. And go up there immediately. It's the kind of bar I don't like at all, which is loud, can't talk, can't have a conversation. It was Halloween, which helps make it so you can't really have a conversation in any bar. And so I go up there, we start chatting. I'm talking totally away from him at this point. I haven't talked to him for half an hour, and he must have got fucking hammered, and I was getting drunk too. But he came up to me and like did that, like his head was about here on my nose, and I'm a much larger man than him, and he just like came up to me and was like, you talking shit about me? Are you talking shit about me here? I got you in. And I was like, dude, Derek, I haven't talked to you in half an hour. I'm talking to my girlfriend and my buddy that you introduced us. Like,
no, two, what if I was?
Yeah, that's what it was. More of like a, what are you talking? Did someone tell you I was talking shit? And he's like, no, you're fucking out of here, man. You're fucking out. And I'm like, I'm out of here? What are you talking about? Like, is this baseball, bitch? Like, I'm out of here. And we're getting in a little bit of an argument there in the middle. And this is on the outside area. It wasn't on the inside. So people could actually hear this a little bit. And he's like, no, you're out of here. I'm going to get my bouncer friend. And I was like, let's go get your bouncer friend. Because I was going to call his bluff that he didn't know. He's not going to pull rank with these bouncers who just want to get through the Halloween shift. They just want to get through the Halloween shift without dealing with a fight or anything. You think they give a fuck about this goddamn loser? And so we go over there and he's like, hey, Eric, this guy's causing problems out there. You got to throw him out. And the guy like gave me eyes of like, what? Like, what? And he's like, I don't know, Derek. He clearly knew the guy's name. He's like, Derek, I haven't seen him do anything. Like, it doesn't seem like he's doing anything. He's like, no, dude, he's causing problems out there. You got to throw him out. And in the middle of the argument, I was like, I'm just going to go, dude. I'm just going to leave. I'm going to grab my girlfriend. We're going to leave. I live real close. Everybody here likes me more than you. We're going to go party at my house. You can't come. And I go back. I grab my friend.
That's a power move. I'm loving this so far.
I'm more likable than him. I was funny and he wasn't. And I grab my girlfriend and she tells everybody, oh, okay, we'll meet you over there in like 20 minutes, whatever. We start going back. And as I'm passing the same guy to leave, the same bouncer and everything, that guy's, Derek is still there. And he tries to do the like, bro, we got off on the wrong foot kind of thing. Like it didn't even seem like at that point, I was 100% positive he did not like me at all. And it was some weird little thing for him to regain something in front of his bouncer friend. I don't get what it was, but I didn't stop to talk to him. I just kind of left. But yeah, that guy's a fucking loser. I remember he would try to lie to me about finances. He was in medical school and he was like, yeah, I got a residency out in Salt Lake City. Guess what they're paying me? I'm like, I don't know, man. He's like, $550. And I was like,
an hour?
wow. Yeah. Like,
An
I was like,
hour
damn
is
it,
good.
damn it,
Three. Can we go back? I want to redo.
I need to rewind 3.5 years to get back to that moment.
I know how to cut someone down.
I'm also good at that.
I just kind of simply laughed it off, like, oh wow, really? That's good for you. Like knowing, like, you have no respect for my intelligence if you're gonna lie that brazenly. Like,
Yeah.
he was a piece of shit. I hope life's going poorly for you, dude.
For those of you who lie about things like that, anyone who knows anything, we immediately know you're lying. We immediately know you're lying.
Yes.
Like as soon as you said that, like, no, he's not. No, he's not.
$550,000. I remember that's exactly.
If you are a fucking brain surgeon with your own practice, like your own practice, like it's your name's on the fucking sign outside. Maybe.
Yeah, a lot of specialists can make that much. Like cardiac surgeons can make 550.
But if you're the cardiac surgeon at the ER, you're not making 550.
No.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I did.
No.
I did
You're making
for doctors.
Yeah,
and
you're making high twos or something. You're not
Probably.
making 550. 550 is an enormous amount of money for. Look,
some of the people operating at the hospitals have their own firm, right? You know, their own practice. Like, but yeah. Anyway, that's not what this guy's situation was. He was starting.
No, he's a resident. He's saying he's a resident.
He doesn't even have. Like,
get out of here.
He's going to show up first day, and then like the real doctors are going to show him what's what. Like they're giving that guy. How much are the nurses making at this place?
350.
50.
Just outrageous claim.
What a piece of shit.
It would be like someone like being like, yeah, I work at first day going into Long John Silver's. No, I'm pulling down a cool 110. And it's like, what? No, you're not.
No, when you help somebody, I came in halfway through the story. I had to handle something, and like just leaving the room, I got hot. Like it was like
I need to follow in your footsteps and get a freestanding one.
Fucking awful. But I think you were talking about helping people move. Maybe is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the guy that was being a cunt to me the first time I met him. The first thing I did for him was I helped him move because a friend of mine who was a mutual friends at the time requested it, and I just was like, fine, I'll help. I'll be nice.
That's a big deal to help someone move. Eric, Iraq veteran 8888. Go check out his YouTube channel. Subscribe. Tell him I sent you. Love Eric. Wonderful man. One of my favorite people in the world. Helped me move whenever I had been arrested and I was selling my house and I was moving out here. And, I didn't have any help, to help me move. And he drove 2.5 hours with a fucking Penske box truck, brought help with him. Brought 2 other guys. I had to pay the 2 other guys like $10 an hour or something. Like, happy to come out of pocket for the $120 to like get my entire house moved out, by the way. And Eric didn't want anything, and came and like helped me move for like hours and hours, like 6 hours of moving, and then he drove the shit out to Atlanta. Like, thank you so much, Eric. If this gets back to you,
nice
super appreciative of that. Very cool thing. Eric's always been like that to me, been a wonderful person to me. But the story I was going to tell was when I helped somebody move when I was like 19. It was that Sergey guy, one of the guys that I based FPS Russia on that I worked
drink
with.
That really like those big bottles of retardedly strong beer.
Yeah. No, that was my roommates. They liked the Polish and Lithuanian beers that were like 10.5% and liter bottles. But Sergey introduced me to Nemirov vodka, this honey pepper vodka. Sergey needed to move. Sergey was 40, and I'm 19 or 20, and but we were good friends, like we were selling cars together, and I liked Sergey a lot. He was Ukrainian, and he always had some hot takes. Real fun guy. The other Russian at the dealership was Russian, and he'd been Russian military. He had served in Afghanistan. And his stories were about sniping out Afghanis during the Afghan conflict that they had. And then he'd always sort of look at Sergey as like, where were you in the war, Sergey? Because he knew that Sergey's family was rich and he'd gotten a medical deferment. It was just his way of like rubbing his, like putting one over on Sergey because he didn't serve Mother Russia back in the day. And but I go to help Sergey move, me and my buddy Solius, Lithuanian guy, and we moved for him like for hours, multiple trips in a box truck, and he was super cool. Like he bought us pizzas and several 6-packs of beer, and we had a good time. We got nice and drunk, ate all that free pizza, and like I was more than happy to do it. And he was great because everything was already boxed up, right? You didn't get there and it's like, well, I've still got to organize. It's like, no, let's get the heavy stuff first and then we'll be done. And that was it. And we got everything done. I loved Sergey. Sergey was a great guy.